Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and I am back again with Radical Reggie.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
And today, as you can see in the title, another pickups video. We've been traveling to a lot of conventions recently, back to back almost.
Yeah, I've been to 3 expos since we did our last pickups.
Yeah.
But for this video, I'm really excited because I'm going to show something that is pretty cool. It's pretty dang rare. It's this right. Do you know what this is?
No idea.
I didn't either. And it walked into Pink Gorilla, but since then I've actually found out quite a bit about it. So this is going to be in the pickups video. Are you ready?
I'm ready, brother.
Let's do it. All right, dude, who goes first?
I will go first.
Okay.
We got back from the Columbus, Ohio, the TORG show recently, and you reminded me to get this item. This was their own exclusive Game Boy Advance system.
I remember seeing this on their website and thinking, you have to get this.
Yeah, and I'm glad you reminded me of it because it was really cool. So basically, you pay for the parts for it, and then you actually took a class and you built it yourself. So I think we were in the class for about an hour, everybody trying to like make sure everything right and everything. I fell back once on I forgot, I had some extra parts at the end, so I had to go back and redo it. But I got it, thankfully, and it came out great, man. I was really happy. Like, this will boost up your confidence if you're trying to like fix stuff or just put something together. So I thought that was a really good class.
Yeah, I could use that for sure. You know, having some of the basic skills. I love how it's partially see-through. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and the game I got with it at the show, Popeye the Sailor Man for Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
By Namco.
Is this? Now this isn't like the arcade version.
No, it's like an adventure game pretty much. So you go to like one side to the other side of the screen. But did you ever watch Popeye back when you were a kid?
Yeah, but it's been a long time.
Did you ever think it was gross, kind of like how he ate the spinach? Like, look at
because my dad would cook spinach and it smelled nasty.
Yeah, and then like seeing the cartoon Popeye would eat it out of the can like that. Look how crazy that looks. Like,
I know, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's a good game though. That's why I picked it up, and pretty unique. So I love games that have sprite work, and this one looks like it had a lot of love put into it. So yeah,
I've never heard of that. All right, well, next up is a game that I think a lot of people have heard of. It is my game of the year.
Really?
I love this game. I was blown away by this game. I told you to get a copy of this game. That is Astro Bot on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I love Astro Bot's Playground, whatever it was that came up originally on the PS5, the demo.
Yeah.
And then this is a full-blown game. It's so good. It's so good. We should actually, this weekend while you're here, fire this up so you can check it out.
We will, man, because I saw the controller for it too. They made a controller for this. It looks so cool.
Yeah. It's just such a great love letter to 3D platforming. It's so creative in the ways that typically, you would only find like a Nintendo.
Right.
They really just lean heavily into that. And so it's so much fun to play. Every level, plus there's specific levels designed for throwbacks to PlayStation Classic characters and games, and so there is one in there particularly that I think you would really like.
Okay.
There is a maybe it's a little bit of a spoiler, but Loco Roco on the PSP. There's a level in there for that.
One?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, where he breaks apart and comes back together. It's such a good game. So, I wanted to mention this because this is one of those games where a lot of people are platinuming as well.
Oh, they're going all the way forward.
Yeah, and it's hard too because some of those challenge stages are brutal. But yeah, it's awesome.
Right on, man. Cool. Next game I want to show here is a fighting game that I actually reviewed, and this is Blazing Strike. Oh. Now, I did it. I like fighting games, and one person actually created this game over the last couple years. The game I felt released a little bit broken, but they have patched it. So I just wanted to show that my love for fighting games. That's why I got the Switch and the PS4 copy. It's pretty impressive when one person comes together and makes like a project like this.
Wow, yeah,
and yeah, man, I love the fighting games, but I'm not on the tournament level, nothing like that anymore.
Yeah. I was asking about that today. I'm like, do you ever consider going to these expos and hopping into a tournament?
Nah, man, maybe just the toughest guy at the barbecue, maybe, or something like that. But I play them casually, just for that love for the series. But very impressive game, great soundtrack. The limited edition, I think, was worth getting for me. So yeah. Okay,
cool. Next up for me is this is a prototype of a shooter coming out for the Genesis / MegaDrive from MegaCat Studios. It's got a really kind of interesting name called ZPF.
Yeah.
And so they sent me this prototype and I checked it out. Have you played this yet?
Yes, man. It's
gorgeous.
What I love about it, now, this is a horizontal shooter, but the transitions of the levels during the levels, it's looks really good. Like, I was pretty impressed with it. Like,
it is a visually very impressive game. Also, just frankly, it's really fun. I don't know if you have read some of the comments though, and I'm kind of interested if you noticed this, is that there's a lot of parallax scrolling in the backgrounds, and in some levels they go in different directions. And so some people, when they're playing on like a large television, it kind of makes them a little bit woozy or weird.
Okay.
The thing is that I actually think it's kind of cool because that sort of simulates a camera movement, so that you know what I mean, where things are kind of moving back and around you.
Right.
It's a trippy kind of effect that you don't see in these kind of games very often. I personally actually thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I could see where some people, their eyes might be kind of going, "Whoa, what's going on here?" So, but yeah, really cool.
Yeah, what a great time. We're still getting Genesis games from studios like Mad Catz and like other companies too, man. It's just really impressive to get retro games like this, new ones.
That's true, and I should probably mention that while this is a early prototype, it's a Kickstarter, I believe, and they blew past their goal. And so if you want to get a final copy of this, you're going to be able to do that on their website. So MegaCat Studios. So yeah, they're very cool.
Definitely. I've been playing a lot of adventure games as of lately, and I got Ease.
What? I'm so shocked. Ease. What?
The limited edition of it, man. So went all out, and it even came with this, dude. It came with a backpack, but this is not the type of backpack you could put on. I think maybe.
Well, no, my cat or my dog might
put it on your ankle or something. Maybe,
yeah.
But they usually have pretty good collector's edition. I think Ease 8 had the best collector's edition, but this one was still pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this one, like this game out of the Ease series, I feel like it feels like more like Ease 8, like you're outside most of the time. You have a ship and everything like that. And me and my buddy Joel, when we play this game live together, and we even go all out and put on the wig of the main character, like a red wig and everything like that, just to show our love while we're playing the game. Yeah.
You do this on the internet?
Yeah.
Really?
Live stream, yeah.
Oh, dude, you gotta let me know. I'll jump in. That'd be so funny, man. That's hilarious.
Well, we play like Ease back to back, so on our live stream, you'll see like 2 screens of us playing the game together. He's way further than me now because I gotta catch up. But yeah, we put on our adult wigs and we go at it. That's our love for the game, so that's how we do it.
That is so funny. That is awesome, dude. Very, very cool. All right, guys, and now I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video. You guys know that I love to travel. I've mentioned this a million times, and I don't have any plans of stopping anytime soon. But here's the deal. When I'm out there living my best jet-setting life, whether it's pretending to be productive, like say on an airport Wi-Fi, maybe shopping for overpriced video games at a convention, or occasionally binging on the hotel minibar, well, I'm dead serious about keeping my data safe. Why? Because hackers out there love free Wi-Fi, man, and they are always lurking. And that's why I never leave home without a VPN, and my go-to is Surfshark. Think of it as a digital bouncer for your online life. It keeps out the creeps and the hackers and all those shady characters trying to get a peek at your emails, your credit card information, and your browser history. And let's be honest, nobody needs to know about your 2 a.m. search for the best waffle makers, except for you, and maybe your buddy Paul. But Surfshark doesn't just protect you, it also unlocks a world of possibilities, literally. You can use it to set your virtual location to pretty much anywhere on the planet. So when I'm in Norway and I'm missing my favorite Seattle shows, bam, problem solved. Or when I'm home and suddenly I need to watch one of those Japanese dramas everyone's raving about, Surfshark's got my back. You don't even need a passport to travel the streaming universe, just a little creativity and a VPN. Oh, and Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's right, no risk, no regrets. And since you're part of the Cool Kids Club, Metal Jesus viewers get 4 months extra for free with a link in the video description below. So you should check out Surfshark. Your data will thank you, your streaming library will explode, and I want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the game pickups. All right, next up for me, this is a pretty cool game. So I have 2 parts here. This is Bomb Rush Cyberfunk.
Ah, yes.
Yes, so they did a physical version of this.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely beautiful here. So I love this, the slip cover
Xbox
right here.
version, nice.
Yeah, the Xbox version, and it comes with some stickers on the inside. That's a little download code there, plus a, I believe if this is like a, It's like a bunch of the kind of like graffiti artwork that
Right.
you do in the game. And they also released, and this is really cool, the soundtrack. So on vinyl.
Vinyl, dude. That's
sick. This is an amazing game. And so basically it's kind of like the spiritual reimagining of Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, it really, you can really feel that in the beginning of the game. It's very story driven, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you have
I love how the characters, when they talk to you, they're dancing the whole time.
And then it's like you're just tagging stuff up, man, with this nice art. It's great. But one thing did trip me out about this game. In the first intro level, you're escaping from this facility because you're locked up.
Yeah.
And you're escaping with a friend, and the game took a turn for something I was not expecting.
I know, it's like we don't spoil it, but it's such a shocker. I was like, oh my gosh, this is way more hardcore than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like, you know,
but
I mean, if you guys don't lose your head finding out about it, but it's definitely something like, whoa.
I mean, it plays into the whole plot of the game, of course, but yeah, I mean, if you long for the days of Jet Set Radio playing on the Dreamcast or the original Xbox Jet Set Radio Future, with a funky soundtrack, this is fantastic to listen to. So this is a real treat.
Definitely, man. Right on, man.
Yeah.
Okay, this actually I got right before I came over here, and it's still kind of wrapped up. But
oh, okay. I've been curious about this.
The Spectrum.
Yes.
I'm guessing this is a classic system, and it has built-in games for it. And dude, like I've never played the system before.
Well, most Americans, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we haven't messed with this. So the ZX Spectrum was a really, really popular computer in the UK, in Britain, and it wasn't a thing here. We were really more about the Commodore, about the Apple computers. Right. I never grew up with one, you know.
Yeah, the only reason I found out about the system, because there was this channel, I forgot what it was called, but he would go over every version of a game, and then he would go over like this system too. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this system is pretty intense. Like, wow.
It has a very unique art style. The way it draws the graphics on the screen is unlike any other system, at least in my opinion. It's so weird how it kind of draws these really big, bold colors. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this, man, because, this awesome classic systems.
Well, we'll have to plug it in and check it out. Yeah. All right, next up for me, this game I got obsessed with for quite a while. It's called Sable. So this game is basically an open world Zelda Breath of the Wild style kind of game. It's way more casual than that though. So basically, you know, you are this it's hard to save. I'm not sure if they're really on Earth or they're on another planet, but basically they're humanoid-like characters going around. And the art style, you guys are seeing this, is absolutely killer. It's kind of this 1970s style line drawing look to it. It's really cool.
So Super Rare put this out. It looks like on the back, it gives me like Star Wars vibes in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. So part of this game is that you build up this kind of like hover speeder bike sort of thing. That's how you get around in here, because you're a mechanic and you gain skills. And it's just a really interesting kind of an open world adventure game. It doesn't give you a lot in the way of what to do in this game. You kind of have to just kind of wander around for a while,
and
figure out. The only thing I would say is, and it's a little bit disappointing, is that there are performance issues with this.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I mean, for whatever reason, the frame rate just takes a dive, and I don't know if it's trying to load stuff or what, but then you'll walk around a corner and it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So that's a little bit disappointing, and that's even on a PS5 Pro, which it should not do. So just be aware there are some kind of performance things, but that's not the entire game. And like I said, it's one of those very chill games where you just pop it in and kind of cruise around.
Yeah, Super Rare is putting out the gems, man. I'm glad they finally went to the branching the PS4, PS5. So very cool.
Yeah, and this is a game I think a lot of people maybe haven't heard of. So check it out.
All right, so next item I got is a awesome game that everybody should have in their collection. It's actually, it should be on sale as of this video, but still a pretty good price.
Okay.
But that is the Karate Kid Street Rumble. Yes, this is a beat 'em up game going over the Karate Kid series.
Okay, so this is different than the show that came out.
Yeah, it goes over the original trilogy of the movies.
Cobra Kai. Okay, so this is in addition to that. Wow, okay. Huh.
So it'll kind of remind you, maybe the graphics remind me a little bit of Shredder's Revenge. So kind of, I'm not saying it plays as well, but it does play good. I enjoyed it. It goes over all three games. I was so happy to get
all three movies, right?
Getting movies, that's what I was going to say. And my favorite character to get to, the boss, Terry Silver, which is my favorite character out of the Karate Kid Cobra Kai series. I think they did a good job with it. I think the original price point for this game when it first came out was not the perfect price, but it should be lower now by the time you guys see this, but definitely a solid
Was
game.
that the main complaint, is that it was...
Yeah, it was too pricey.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You got to be careful with these type of games, you know, like, especially if it doesn't have online functions for like beat 'em ups. You know, you got to make sure like a price that everybody wants to pay.
Yeah, that's the... And so you say it kind of looks almost like not an indie game, but it's like a throwback.
Indie beat 'em up,
game.
yeah. But it's a throwback, it has a good soundtrack. You know, they did a good job with this one. So definitely, if you see this one out there, Reggie's recommendation, check this one out.
Interesting. All right. Dude, this next game, I'm very curious to see if you've ever heard of it, because I had not. And I blind bought it, and I was shocked at how fun it was. Bang on Balls Chronicles.
What the... Wow.
Bang on Balls Chronicles. That just is one of the worst titles of a game I've said out loud in a long time. However, this is actually a really fun 3D platforming game. It's very similar to, I guess, Super Mario 64, and that there's this kind of hub area, then you jump through, I think they're like mirrors or paintings or whatever, and you go to different sort of themed levels. There's a pirate level, there's a Japanese level. The Japanese level is really wild because it starts in feudal Japan, and then you literally go across this gate and you're in like the 1990s or the 2000s. And the game is gorgeous. It's running the Unreal Engine. It's got like this lighting and reflections. Dude, it's shockingly well made.
Wow, dude. Okay, this looks cool, man.
Yeah.
I like the cover art.
Yeah, it's the weirdest. I was convinced it must be based on some sort of like kids TV show or something I'd never heard of before. And I did the research. I don't think so. I think it's like a brand new property that I don't know how well it's sold or what, but...
It even has online co-op.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll have to pop this in and show you this because I think you'd be like, wow, this is way better than I expected to. So, I don't know. It's like it was a total blind pickup for me, so.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, next item here is something I've been waiting for a while, but it finally got here.
Oh, nice.
Ray's Arcade Chronology from Strictly Limited Games. This is finally out, guys. This actually comes with, I believe, 4 games on here, but the 4th game was a game that was unreleased. They didn't finish it, but they added the first level on here, which is called Ray Gears. Ray Gears was going to be the 2nd game in the series, but they canceled it for some reason. Yeah, it has all the other games on there and all different versions of those other games, which is pretty cool. So definitely an awesome collection. Now, we did get this collection somewhat in America, but we only got 2 games on it. Yeah, I think a lot of people were waiting on that. But if you like shoot 'em ups, I mean, the Ray series is pretty on point. You know, once you get used to it, you know, the targeting system and all that stuff. But yeah, it's fun, guys. Like, if you like shoot 'em ups, you definitely got to pick this up. It's available on Switch too.
Okay, I will get a copy of that for sure.
Right on.
All right, next up is another kind of weird and wacky game that I was surprised with. Going to be kind of curious if you guys have heard of this. It's called High on Life.
I like the title.
Yeah. So this is a first-person shooter that is completely wacky, weird, adult. I would say it's got a lot of swearing and adult humor in this game.
Yeah.
It's shocking how silly this game is, and it's
the guns look hilarious, like the fish face looking back at you.
Yeah, so that's the thing is that you start the game off as this kid with your sister, you're at home on Earth, and then there's an invasion, and you basically jump onto this alien ship, and then you're magically transported all the way across the galaxy, and now you're like a bounty hunter.
Okay.
And so it's a lot of really weird alien weapons, and it's a completely over-the-top game. I was surprised how fun this game is. The only knock against it, and I can kind of see that after playing it a couple hours, is that the shooting aspect of it is kind of middle of the road.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't have enough new ideas to kind of balance out how wacky and creative it is.
So is it kind of like silly, like maybe like an arcade type?
I think it's just that for a first-person shooter, you've played this kind of game before, and so you're really just playing it for the humor and the kind of the weapons and it's got good graphics and everything. It's just that after a while, it does get a little monotonous, and so that's unfortunate for a game that you can tell they put a lot of love into it.
Right.
So I don't know. I'd be really curious to know if you guys have played it down in the comments below, and what you thought about it. Does anybody actually know about this game? I have no idea. You notice on the cover it says Game of the Year. It never. I don't think it ever. No, it's just wishful thinking on their part. Yeah. On there. I thought it was pretty funny.
Cool. So next game here for me. This game is pretty weird, and I kind of took a gamble in buying it because I thought it was be a good survival horror game, maybe. And I think that's how you pronounce it, Reydllom, for the PS4. This game, dude, like.
I mean, the cover's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, man. I got this. I forgot what the company was called. It was called Limited Rare Games or something like that. Yeah, Limited Rare Games. And gosh, this game is not even a game really. It's like a broken game that you can't really even play. So what happened was I was playing the game. You're in the dark. It's like it has this grainy footage. How you're in first person view. You're trying to like run around. Like okay, like let me get inside a building or something real fast. Everything is locked. There's a monster like chasing you that's tethered to you almost. And it was just really glitch. I was like, this game is unplayable. And then I said, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Yeah. And I go online and look, this game has no trophy list. So I was like, that's when I knew, like, okay, this is not really.
Does that mean it didn't go through Sony's like Q&A or something? Do you think? I have no idea.
I have no idea, man. But it's like this game is just more for. I'm probably the only person in the world to open that copy and played it. That's how I feel because there's sealed copies online and all that stuff. But I opened everything, so I said, let me get into this hard game. And I was like, dude, like unplayable. But
wow,
it's a good laugh, I guess. I wish I would have got the other cover for it. They had a cover that looked kind of like The Grudge in a way.
Well, I think this cover's kind of cool.
This cover's cool too, though. Yeah. So yeah, but I felt like this is one of those games that's just meant to be not open. You know.
That's pretty good. Not played, essentially, is what that means. Yeah.
But the company has put out other cool stuff that I like. But this one, I was just like, I was pumped up. I'm like, oh, what is this? But hey, joke's on me.
That is funny. Occasionally, you do get games like that are like broken. What was the? There was another wasn't day something. Remember where the textures wouldn't pop in, or everyone looked kind of like.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what game that was.
Yeah.
We always forget the title when we.
Yeah, but you run into these games every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. I gotta do my research now.
That's so funny. All right, well, here, I think this is a fantastic game. I got the physical version of it here. I believe this is a Japanese version, yeah. So this is Mantis Burn Racing. So this is a top-down arcade-style racing game with real physics. Mm-hmm. And I love this game. I actually played it when I first got my Switch. It was an early kind of digital-only game, and I was shocked to see they had a physical version of it.
Yeah.
And the thing about top-down racing games is that they're not always my favorite because sometimes it's really hard to kind of see where the turns are going to come up, and it can be kind of frustrating. That is not a problem with this game.
And a cool feature I'm seeing this one, you can go head to head on your Switch. Like you see how they're playing it, like on the Switch laying down, so you can play it side to side like that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
so, split screen, of course, but yeah.
I would go out on a limb and say this is actually one of my top 10 racing games on the Switch.
Okay,
I like it that much. Yeah, because again, it's not frustrating. I really like the physics, how you slide around corners and all that stuff. There's a lot of content here. You get to upgrade your cars, and again, getting a physical version, I was like, heck yeah, I'll do that all day long.
Right on, brother. Right on. Okay, so next game here, I got Slave Zero X Collector's Edition. Yes, this game reminds me of like if Devil May Cry was like a two player like a 2D beat 'em up pretty much.
Okay.
And you do some crazy combos. The reason I picked this game up, or I found out about it, because my buddy Elvis Roa at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, he gifted me the Switch version. And I was like, Elvis, this game is great, man. I was just like all about it. And I went out and got the PS5 version as well. Got to get those trophies. But I like having it like on the regular system and of course portable as well. But yeah, I would never knew about that game if he hadn't told me about it. So
it's amazing that there are games on the PS5 that we haven't heard of because you always think, oh, the PS5, you've heard of everything. And,
and what's crazy about this game is that Slave Zero came out on the original.
That's an old
Dreamcast, but I think what happened was a new company bought the IP and they wanted to kind of like make a prequel to the series. So that's kind of cool, So yeah, definitely a solid game.
You mentioned trophies though, so you're like very quickly you're like, oh, again, because of trophy support.
I like the system. I don't go all out for trophies, but if I like a game a lot and the trophies are like not too crazy, I'll go for a platinum.
What do you think the chances are that Nintendo will add something like that to the Switch too?
Ooh, if they did that,
I wish they would.
Yeah, that would literally look like people would go crazy for it.
I know. I mean, it sounds silly. Why does it matter? But every time one of those things comes up, it's like, woo, you know?
Well, it's like the high score system from back in the day. Like the high score was people's bragging rights and stuff. Yeah. So now it's like the trophy system, the platinum system. So
well, I like too that they sometimes encourage you to try different things or play the game in a different way. You know what I mean? There'll be some trophies that are like really rare that people hadn't thought of. You know what I mean? And you research that and you're like, oh, I should do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would just say like people don't become a trophy hunter or a platinum hunter because those guys look burnt out. Like seriously, I saw the guy got and he looked so like
the guy who played every single or he got every what was it?
I forgot, it was years ago, but they showed a picture of him.
Yeah.
And you think the celebration picture? He just looked.
He looked rough.
Yeah, he looked haggard.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be careful on how much time you put into it. But I guess he wanted that flex, so that's
yeah. I mean, somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, next up, for me, completely different than that. I got this at Portland. This is Tutankham Arcade. It's for the Atari 2600.
I love this cover.
Yeah, so it's been pretty cool to see this, that they've been going back and remaking and updating classic arcade games for the 2600. There originally was a version of this way back in the day called Tutankham, and it was, you know, back when it was released in the 80s or whatever, and it was an okay version of it. This is way more faithful to the actual arcade version.
This cover is hilarious because he's shooting the guns side by side, but he's not shooting the enemies or front. He's like this.
Yeah,
maybe he's just letting them know that he's coming in for the money.
So this is a really cool. I was happy to get this again because, you know, it's a much better version of that arcade game. Super fun. You're basically going through tombs trying to get treasure. You're battling a bunch of different creatures and stuff like that. And they also added some new ways of new modes of playing the game that are brand new to it. So,
bro, I swear, like Atari's having like a resurgence, man. Like,
I know.
Seriously,
I know it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like you think that there's nothing more that you can do on the system, and people are still putting out games.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
on, man. All right, so next game I want to show you guys, probably no one's heard of it, but NASCAR Arcade Rush. This is like a kart racing game.
I think I covered this in a previous one.
Did you?
Yes.
Dude.
But that's totally fine because this is actually a really fun game.
It is. It is. It went on sale and I bought it immediately. Now, it's a great. It's like obviously it's like Mario Kart, but it's like Mario Kart without like the blue shell coming after you. You don't have to worry about that. You just got to worry about your speeds and hitting those ramps and like building up your boost to keep ahead of everybody else. But the only thing is that I try to go online. Online is vacant, so make sure you guys pick this game up and get that online ready to go. Because I want to race against other people. You know, the track you're going to you're racing across all the NASCAR tracks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think the thing that kind of tripped this game up is that it's got the NASCAR name in there,
and people like kind of like
and you know hardcore NASCAR fans are like, this isn't NASCAR, you know what I mean? And they weren't expecting, I think, an arcade style game. But if you can look past that, actually, this is a really fun game. Super tight controls, really creative tracks, and it's
no
just,
blue shell coming after you.
That's funny that you rarely pick up a racing game.
Yeah, it is rare. You know, I like certain types, and when I saw this, I was like, I got to give this a chance because one of my favorite racing games, kart racing games, is Sonic All Stars Racing Transform.
Oh, by far,
dude.
Yes, I love that game.
People still fall asleep on that game because they don't give it a chance. But it's one of the best kart racing games out there.
100%. Yeah, I love that game. Whenever I have my Vita set up, that is one of the, or you know, it's all powered on and I'm ready to use it. I play that all the time on there because it's so good, you know? I love how you turn into a plane and, you know, the boat and all this stuff. It's killer. All right, next up for me, Iron Meat, which sounds like an adult film, but it's not.
This game, if you guys are a fan of the original Contra games, this is like the true spiritual successor to Contra. Oh my God, this game, like, just...
I knew you'd played this. My
friends got this game too, and then I remember watching my friend Media Glitch play it online. My other friend Level 1 online played it also well, and they all beat the game the first playthrough. That's how compelled they were to play this game. Like they went through it because it's so much fun.
Yeah, so I was going to bring up something here with this. Is that, you know, obviously Contra is a notoriously tough game potentially, right? The thing I appreciated with this, it has multiple difficulty levels, and frankly, easy mode is probably even a little bit too easy because you can really get far in the game.
It was 99 lives on easy, I believe, or 30 lives or something like that. So basically, the game's difficulty doesn't really change. The difficulty goes by how many lives you have in the game.
Okay. Interesting.
So, but it has.
I must have been doing really well then. I'm surprised.
But it has some crazy bosses in it. There's that one like subway or train boss that has the meat in it, and he's coming after you in that one level. That level is insane. But the game is so well done.
Yeah,
you guys will definitely appreciate this. I hope that they're able to get more copies out there because it sold out pretty fast. But of course, you could download it and play it easy. But we know a lot of you guys want that physical copy of it. So, hopefully Strictly Limited can make that happen. But yeah, definitely a great game, man.
You know, actually, I think I did see that at one point, Strictly Limited, or maybe Cinemassacre reached out to them and was like, hey, can you do more copies? So,
really?
Yeah, I think I saw that on social media.
Okay.
So, I don't know, maybe they will. But obviously, yeah, a lot of people love it.
Yeah, they should, because this one shouldn't be limited, man. It should be like the people, the fans who want it should be able to
sell
get
a million copies.
There you go. Cool, man. Next game here is a game I'm very proud that I helped get a physical release, and that is...
You helped?
Yeah, Risk System. Huh. Yeah, so I did a review on this a few years back, and I was like, man, this game should get a physical release. So I hit up Video Games New York's off and told them about it, and they were interested in it. So they met with the developers, and they made it happen. And this is going to be their last PS4 game, but... yeah, man, it's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of Cyberfunk, just not all the crazy bullets, but you kind of like graze against your enemy and then you do these crazy attacks against them, which is cool. But it's definitely like a worthwhile game, guys. Great boss battles, music, very well done.
Wow, okay. I didn't realize this was a shooter. I need a copy of that. That's cool.
Yeah, so Risk System, don't forget it.
Okay, cool. All right, next up is a game that I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, so I had to go on the internet and look, and it's OTXO. OTXO. That's what I think how this is pronounced.
Right.
So this is a really cool game. So Hotline Miami, the top-down roguelike shooter, essentially. This is very similar in that vein. As a matter of fact, a lot of people who are very passionate about that game love this one here. What I thought that was really cool about this, a couple things. The graphics are awesome because they're black and white with just red, and so it's got a really cool look to it. It's very John Wick in its style.
When you say black and white red, I just thought of the Virtual Boy. It's not anything like that, of course. But...
No, it's more like Mad World on the Wii.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, very much like Mad. If you ever played that Sega game, I guess, Yeah. So OTXO is awesome though, and what I like about this is that you have bullet time, so it's also like Max Payne.
Okay.
And this completely changes this game because, as you know, these are kind of very tough shooters.
Right.
You have to kick in the door and gun down these dudes, but you have bullet time that you can kick into and slow everything down.
Right. So you can do like a crazy
and then when you're not using it, it builds back up. So you're constantly doing that. It's actually super fun.
Cool, man. Super Rare. Look at it. Super Rare is
all
the unique
I know.
Stuff, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love it. Okay, next one. It's going to be a unique one. You guys are familiar with games like, what's that game called? Dead by Daylight. I don't know why I forgot it. I play it all the time. But Dead by Daylight is a game of like a deadly game of like hide and escape. And this game came out for the Switch, and it's basically the same thing. It's called like Let Me Out or something like that, or Let Me Free. I forgot what the title is. We'll have it here. But it plays like Dead by Daylight. So basically, you play as these schoolgirls. There's 4 girls. They're trapped in this cursed school, and they're trying to escape. Now you have a timer. If the timer runs out, you're trapped in there forever. You get a bad ending. So you're trying to like break these seals so you can escape the school, but you're being stalked by monsters, and you're in a school building. So if you guys seen the school building at nighttime, like how terrifying it looks, like it's very creepy. So what's cool about this game over at Dead by Daylight is that you could play with bots. So you could play single player, and the bots are pretty smart, but great. You could play online with other people as well. Definitely something I had to pick up because I could appreciate a game like this. It is pretty scary. Your friends could get turned into monsters against you, and they look twisted, so very terrifying. But your whole premise is to escape the school, and they have like different. They have a gymnasium, the school building. It's like it's different like locations you can start at, but it's a very fun game, and I think and it's in English, of course.
Okay, I was just going to ask because all of the packaging is in Japanese.
Yeah.
So,
it lets you choose in English or whatever. Okay. So I said, let me go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you play games like Dead by Daylight, this is another one that is like it. I'm not saying this is as good as that one, but it's pretty unique, man.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of that. Okay, cool. All right, next up is a game I'm sure many people have heard of. I picked it up just because I wanted to check it out. That is Assassin's Creed MIrage. So this was the Assassin's Creed that was released, I don't know, maybe like a year ago, where they specifically said that they're going to go back to kind of like the early style of Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Kind of a little bit more focused, very stealth-driven game. And not quite so much combat and things like that. So I was actually kind of intrigued to check it out. And I have to say, I do really like this game.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I got, I don't know how many hours, 20 hours maybe into it so far. But the thing is that it is a little bit dull. because it's just I think it's just because we played so many of these.
I checked out after part 4, which was the pirate one.
Yeah, Black Flag.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and that's the problem with this series is that every year they went to Greece one year, they went to Egypt one year, and that's great, that's fun. But this was another one where I believe they're in Baghdad for this one, and you just kind of feel like you've been there, done that again. Right. Fantastic gameplay. I do really enjoy it, but after a while I was just kind of skipping over all the dialogue. I was just like, I don't care about this. This will get back to the stealth.
Well, you guys let us know, is Assassin's Creed getting a little boring, or are you still loving it after
They need to do it in space.
Space, there you go. That'd be unique.
Although, actually, in all seriousness, the next one is going to be Japan, and you play, I believe, as 2 different characters, and so that could be kind of interesting. I
don't know, man. It's just it's hard to get excited because it's just so the name is just so, not saying it's beat up, but Assassin's Creed. It's they I think they bring it out yearly early on and they kind of still do it in a way, but it's I don't know,
No, it's true. It's kind of that Tony Hawk sort of thing that we dealt with, back in the 360 era, where it's like another Tony Hawk, really? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we'll see, but
check it out. Next game here is a kind of a strange game, but we got Life is Strange, Double Exposure.
So tell me, I only played the original. What is this? Where is this in the series?
That's a sequel to the original. So
sequel to the original.
The same character from the original comes back in that one.
Okay.
And I love the original as well. It came out during that Telltale series, those adventure type games. Everybody's really enjoying them. And
you get to choose the ending.
And you had a rewind effect. If something went wrong, you could do this rewind and do it over a different option. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
This game, I don't know if it's written by the same developers, but the story just didn't really move me in this one. I was kind of bored with it. And I'm not saying it's a bad game. Just it's been almost 8 years, or more, maybe a little more than 8 years since the original. So. I don't know, man. It just didn't pull me in. And not saying it's a bad game, but it's just the story was just kind of weird, where it went. I was like, wow, really?
Does it still take place in that small Oregon town?
Depending on what ending you got,
that's true.
That's what it goes off of. So depending on your choice, that'll affect this game as well, whether you save Arcadia or you did something else.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Interesting.
Can we say spoilers from a game that's almost 10 years, or?
Yeah, well, sure. It's up to you.
Basically, I chose the ending where you save the girl, because I said, you go through all that work and then to reset everything. I was like, no way. So we left the town, and she's alive, but Arcadia Bay is destroyed, and a lot of people perished in that storm. So if you choose saving her, you'll go with that regret of what happened to the town in the new game. But I just felt like the story in this one I don't know. It's okay. I don't want to go too much into it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But try it out. Let me know what you think, and they probably are going to make another one.
Okay. All right. Next up, something completely different than that. That is Felix the Cat.
Yes.
So this is the limited run release that they did. I actually got this, I think, in PAX.
Yeah. So this comes with the NES game and the Game Boy game, and
yes,
they are very good games, guys.
Yes, I hadn't played these before I bought this, and so I was really surprised how much fun these were. And again, when you go back and you play some of these older 2D platforming games, sometimes they don't hold up, or maybe they're too difficult, they're not tuned, No, this is fantastic.
It is, and it's very similar to Mario 3, where you kind of change into different outfits and you have different abilities.
Oh yeah, you get a car or something at one point.
Tank and all that stuff. It is really cool. And the Game Boy version is just as good as well. Yeah. So definitely a great collection. Glad Limited Run put this together. Yeah. And it's a physical.
Yeah, they had those at PAX, which I thought was pretty cool, and so I picked that up. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Good call, man. Good call. Next one here, if you're a fan of Evil Dead and Halloween, well, hey, Halloween and Evil Dead.
What?
2 games in one, yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, so these are platform action games, slasher games, whatever you want to call them. But you get to play. Having a physical version, you get to play as Michael Myers on the Halloween game, Laurie Strode, and they have their own little storyline going through the game. So it's kind of cool because to get through certain areas, you have to use this medallion to switch to another dimension to get through obstacles, and then you can switch it back and you continue on. But it's cool because the game's each character is involved in both games. So Michael Myers, you can play him in the Evil Dead game.
Really?
What's funny in that one, he'll actually get in the Oldsmobile and run people over to kill them. Like it's hilarious, man. I thought this was a pretty good game putting them together like this. I was bummed about them canceling the collector's edition for the PS4 because me and my buddy Joe ordered that, but they canceled it kind of like a week before the game came out.
I wonder, do you think it just didn't sell well, or?
I'm pretty sure the PS4. A lot of people are skipping over PS4 to get PS5, and that's why you're seeing like a lot of PS4 games that should be on PS4 are going to PS5 because the sales are just better on that system.
Dude, I want to try this. I had no idea.
Cool. We're gonna play it here, man. So
okay,
definitely you're gonna like it.
Yeah, I bet. That's awesome. All right, next up for me, this is the new version of the Atari 50th anniversary celebration. This is the expanded edition. I have a little note here. So it comes with the DLC on disc.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so they added the wider world of Atari and the first console war. And so I have the PS5 version here, and I also have the steelbook case for the Switch here.
Nice, dude.
And it's cool that they did this because basically this is like a love letter to classic Atari. They did such a good job making this. I mean, it's so interesting to explore the timelines in this game because they've got videos, they've got pamphlets and original artwork. They've got,
See, that's a lot of love putting in. People appreciate that.
Yeah, and you can play the games. Yeah. Like almost, I don't know how many games are in here, but there's a ton of them. So they even added with those 2 pieces of DLC 38 new games on top of the ones that were already there.
Atari Lynx, Atari Jaguar, 200, 7800, 2600.
And it goes deep into the history of Atari because they're interviewing all the people who were working at Atari at the time, you know, so it's pretty cool.
Well, what is the Atari 800? I never heard of that. Is that?
Yeah, that's a computer. So, yeah, so they also go into the home computers, the Atari 400, the 800, the Atari ST, and all that sort of stuff.
I'm just going to call it must buy.
Yeah,
like this.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Even if you casually know about Atari, going through this, it's pretty cool. So
right on. All right, so next item here is a game I got from Retrobit. This is Reydllom for the NES and the Game Boy. So this is a
Reydllom.
Yeah, I guess you would call this I don't want to say it's a platform game, but if you're familiar with games like Snow Brothers, Bubble Bobble, Rainbow Islands, it plays like that. You have a wand where you kind of slam your enemies back and forth. You have to pretty much clear the screen to get to the next part, but you create these ladders to kind of help you get to certain like obstacles, collect flowers and things like that. But this is a really cool game, and I'm really happy to get the Game Boy version because I didn't even know that one existed. But definitely Retrobit put something pretty special together with these because these games this one was going to come out to America, but it got canceled at the last minute. Okay. And that version is so much money now. But now we officially have a release for the game in America, which is nice. And I just love how they do their boxes and everything.
Yeah, it's a really nice looking box too. Wow.
And as of right now, Retrobit does this thing where they only do pre-orders only, so it's hard to see their stuff in stock at stores. But the only place I know that is carrying it right now is Castlevania Games. So Rondo, the other page he has is Rondo something I can't remember, but it's related to Castlevania. So, yeah, you might still have access to some available.
Google is your friend.
There you go.
Okay, cool. Never heard of that. Well, since you're talking about the NES, I will talk about this one. So Tengen Games got bought. Wow. And so basically, I forget the name of the dude who bought it, but he figured out that it was for sale, bought the name, and decided to put out a brand new Tengen Games.
Smart.
Yeah, smart. So this is called Z and Z, and kind of like what you're talking about, it's a single screen platforming.
Yes, this looks. Yeah. Oh my God, this looks cool.
Yeah. It's a single, and it's super fast. Great controls. You basically are just kind of cruising around, trying to pick up these little items to move on to the next level. There's bosses in this game. Really well done. Really fun to play. So,
is this still available?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. I've had it over in a box for a pickups video for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, but I believe so. So again, Google that. So.
Yeah, it looks really cool, guys.
Yeah.
See, this is what I love about like our generation. Like we're getting like these old school games on old school systems.
Yeah.
So very cool. Well, new games on old school systems. So
yeah.
Very cool, man. Awesome. Okay, next game here is a game that oh my God, this game turned out to be so good. Like thank you Serenity Forge for sending me this game. This is As Dusk Falls. This is a narrative game where it's hard to kind of like explain the story without spoiling it, but it's a story about, it goes over like a couple of years and everything, but basically some kids get in trouble. They got to hide out at this hotel, and things just make a turn for the worse. And it's very well written. The characters are very likable. People can get killed. The ending, you really feel like when you get the ending in this game that you really chose that ending. It doesn't feel generic or anything like that. But it's a really just awesome game. I was really impressed. Like, if you guys like games like Detroit Become Human, things like that, do. You'll love this game.
It looks like it won a Game Awards.
Yeah. And it originally came out on Xbox a couple years ago. Now it finally got a physical release, so I said, "Yep, let me go ahead and play it." And I had to play the story all the way to the end. I think I got the best ending, of the game. But it was intense, and there's some funny dialogue in that game you could choose. Like, it's hilarious, man. But yeah, it's if you play it, bro. Yeah. If you and Becca play it, you guys will probably play it all the way to the end. That's how good it is.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, I'll have to pick that one up. All right, dude. Next up for me, a bit of controversy. Okay.
What do you got?
It is a book on controversy, downright despicable games. This is by Michael Thomason.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
So, this is a book that covers pretty much all of the worst games ever made. And by worst, we mean the most despicable.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
but Michael Thomas is the one that sold that collection years ago. Like, he had a full collection of like almost every video game.
Oh, yeah. I knew I recognized his. Okay.
He was at Portland a couple years. I recognized him immediately. Yeah. But cool. So what else?
Yeah. So basically, this talks about all the kind of most controversial games of all time, starting from the very beginning of video games all the way to the end.
Wow.
And I will have to be very careful as to what I do and don't show on this video because, as you can imagine, the real issue here is that's a huge scope of things, right? You can have everything from games about sex and nudity to adult themes and, stuff that would be typically rated R or beyond.
I'm already looking. This book has got some crazy stuff in it. Wow,
It does. And as you can imagine, as the years go on and the graphics get better, things get even more and more raunchy and stuff. So I wanted to bring this up because he's done a couple books on just interesting looks at the gaming industry that a lot of people don't. And, to be fair, video games are very much like books and movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there are Disney style movies and books, and then there are children's books, and then there's some made for adults. And that's kind of what I appreciated about this, is that it does kind of remind you that it is a true art form. And, there along with that comes some controversy, and so I thought this is a really interesting book. I pretty much read it.
This is like a very interesting read, dude. Like,
it doesn't it? I know, and it's cool because it's sometimes even like you just pass by Phantasmagoria from Sierra.
Yeah, that's what I was about to look at.
You look at that today, and that's probably like a PG-13 video game. Right. It wouldn't be really that controversial today, but I'll tell you, working at Sierra back in the day, it was very controversial at the time because it was full motion video, and you have real actors, and they're getting killed and all that stuff.
I want to ask you something. Out of Phantasmagoria, which one is your favorite?
You mean over 1 or 2?
Yeah, between the first and second game.
I'll be honest, I actually like the second game more.
Me too. Okay, great.
Yeah. I do, and I know that's kind of blasphemous because the first one was made by Roberta Williams, but the second one actually was a completely different producer, and she was much more of a modern horror fan, and so and the other thing that they did too in the second game, they used real locations. Okay. It wasn't all just green screen, and so they actually built the sets and actually went to locations to kind of make it a little bit more realistic, a little bit more, scary.
Cool. Yeah. And a bonus in that game is that Drunken Master Paul makes a cameo.
Drunken Master Paul is at the bar. Yes, it's true.
Right on. This is very interesting. Wow, yeah. Very cool. All right, so I know you guys are going to be happy with this. I got some more vinyl.
Nice.
Here is 2 of them. We got the Blaster Master Zero Part 1 and 2 vinyl.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got this at Portland. And I was really impressed with that. Okay. And then I got Windjammers vinyl, and it comes with like a little
that's a mat that you put down on your vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah, every once in a while, like people will sell like a Kiss one or
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, Windjammers and just vinyl in general. Wow, man, I'm really impressed, man. Like I found another love, I'll say.
It's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah. I gotta be careful because it can be pricey. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Vinyl really helps you appreciate the full album of music. Like the whole goal of when you listen to vinyl, you play it all the music all the way through. You know, so that's the beauty of it. So definitely.
Yeah. I've always said that some of my favorite songs growing up were some of the B-sides of albums, you know, not the hits, but the songs that came after the hits. Yeah. And you just grew to love them because you listened to the whole album, you know what I mean? And so there's something to be said for that. So I'm very proud of you.
Right on.
All right, dude. Next up is this. This is a really interesting one. Signy, All Guns Blazing.
Yes, that game is awesome, man.
Dude, this is such a funny game because it's a shooter. You guys are going to see the footage here. But initially, I thought I could just jump into it.
Yeah.
And you can't.
I got caught in that too. So I tried to go into this game and just play it. Like, no. You got to really, like, kind of, like, learn the instructions
You have to go through the tutorial because...
it teaches you how to, like...
Yes, because, like, for instance, I didn't realize that you can actually tilt the lasers...
Yeah.
You know, a couple degrees left or right, which is huge. That means you can actually get out of the way and shoot all these, and you can also shoot the ground.
Yes,
I wasn't aware of that when I first played this game. I was like, and it's key because there's entire sections of this game where you do have to shoot the things that are on the ground.
Yeah, and the game has a story to it as well.
Yeah.
It's well written. It'll kind of remind you of Musha in a way, where the main character, the girls, look. I don't want to go too much into the story, but it's kind of cool that it has a story to it if you care about that. And yeah, make sure you go through the tutorial because that was my problem with the game. That I didn't know how to shoot the enemies at the bottom, and I was getting torn apart.
Oh yeah. I was like, why am I dying in like 2 minutes?
Yeah,
this is not right. And then I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to the tutorial. I'm like, oh,
dude, yeah, man, the developers did a good job. I'm happy Konami is publishing games like that again.
Yes,
you know that
you can tell they put a lot of time and money into this game. Like for a shooter, you can tell they're like, okay, let's think about this and try to make a new type of, you know, top of the line shooter.
Yeah, I talked about this on my channel, but this box, is this out there for sale?
I'm pretty sure it's the developer sent me that.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
As like a press kit because they know that we like shooters and
right on, man.
Yeah. And I'm pretty. It was either the developer or the publisher, but one of those reached out to me. And the only thing I would say, the only caveat about this game, and I'm kind of curious what you think, it's a little long. I was starting to glaze over a little bit. Like the first level, I think is like 15 minutes long or something. It takes forever.
Yeah, the game starts out a bit hard, but once you get your upgrades, it gets a lot easier. So the levels won't feel as long. But you know, hopefully you guys won't miss out on it. It's like when it came out, it's a $30 game. It has went on sale already for $20. So maybe you can find it for around that price range. But definitely don't pass it up, guys. You know, this is a game you could appreciate.
Yeah, fans of shooters need to pick this up. So.
Okay, the next item here, don't laugh at me, but this is my...
You picked this up, that's funny.
I did. I'm a fan of the Horizon Zero Dawn series, and I did get the remaster as well.
Okay, you did.
You could pay $10 a year to PS4 version to get the upgrade. I was like, nah, I'll go all out because I like the series that much. But what really I want to show you guys is the Lego Horizon Adventures. Dude.
The game that... Who asked for this? I'm like...
so random, dude.
Yes.
And
I do like Lego games.
Yeah. And it's co-op, and you can play online with friends.
We might have to load this up,
dude. This is so much fun, and the story is hilarious, dude. It takes a laugh at the whole series, and it just makes these jokes. It'll crack you up. If you're a fan of the series, you will love the Lego game. I can't wait to get through it, but I do want to kind of go through the original game again first, you know, and then play this one, you know, so kind of remember some things. But I love the series, and I think the third one might be coming around the corner pretty soon. Maybe we'll see something like maybe it'll be out 2026, hopefully. But definitely happy with this purchase.
Okay, all right. Next up for me is a donation from a friend of mine. His name's Asher, and he was basically just kind of downsizing his game collection. He's like, "Hey, dude, do you want these replicates for yours?"
Nice.
And I was like, yes, because I didn't have them. So Atari Food Fight, which is a game I really, really like.
Food Fight is
so much fun. But then you have Zoltar, who...
From Big.
What's that?
From the movie Big, right?
Yes, yeah. So now this was not really a thing over on the West Coast as far as I know. I didn't grow up with Zoltar, but I know that on the East Coast and other parts of the country it was basically a fortune teller. And what's cool about this is that it like his eyes move, his mouth opens. He'll actually issue like a fortune.
Yeah, I remember so much from the movie Big, man. Like at least I think I remember from that movie. That's what it reminded me of.
Yes. So I am thrilled to add this one to.
Right on, dude.
Yeah. I didn't even know that they made this. I was like, what? This is so cool. So
right on, dude.
This is gonna go in the game room. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it.
Right on. Next item I have, very unique. This is the Super Smash Brothers arcade system.
It looks a little...
out of one made it in the whole world.
I was going to say, yeah, those are N64 controller plugs right there.
So I got this at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. One of our good friends, Terry, was selling it. And basically it's an N64 inside of
wood.
Inside of the wooden system, but you're using a GameCube screen. So to play the games like an arcade. So everything is picked up in there nice and neat. Yeah, you can plug up 4-player controllers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I saw that. I gotta take that home, man. So
dude.
Now I can say I'm a part of the Smash Brothers community. I got this cool item.
Yeah.
In Portland.
You said it's a one-off, right?
It's one of one made. So
wow, dude, that's
super rare, right?
That's crazy. That's so funny. Oh my god. Well, I only have one thing left.
I believe I have one more thing left as well.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bust this thing out here. So this is very, very rare, very special. So basically, Pink Gorilla posted on their social media that a Microsoft employee came into their store with a bunch of stuff to sell them.
Right.
And they posted a picture on their social media, and basically it was the green original Xbox with the Bill Gates signature on it. But in the corner of that video was this. Most people ignored this, and I was like, that, but I focused on, like, what is that right there? I'm like, what the heck is that? Well, so basically what this is a ship trophy that Microsoft gave out to about only 10 employees that shipped the original Xbox.
Wow.
And feel that, dude.
Well, yeah, it's some weight to it, guys.
Yeah, it's like, Cody said that it's about 8 pounds. They weighed it. And basically, it's kind of a, what you would call basically a trophy or like a ship product, because the original Xbox was going to look like this. So they made some prototypes that they went around to get people's feedback that looked like this. That's how the original Xbox was going to look.
Wow.
Yes. Can you imagine?
Wow, dude, I'm still like blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be super cool to do that. So essentially what it really is, it's just kind of like a little light, you know. In the back here, this thing unscrews and there's batteries in there. There's some really weird symbols on the back as well. But anyways, I posted about it on social media, and a couple Microsoft employees said, yeah, Microsoft gave them out. There was only about 10 total that were given out.
It must have been fun working at Microsoft.
Especially during that time and shipping a product like the original Xbox. So anyways, this was a very cool thing. Yeah. So thank you, Pink Gorilla.
Right on, man. And my last item here. In celebration, last year I hit 100K subs on my channel.
Yeah.
And Project Retro Games wanted to celebrate. So they made the Radical Reggie PS2 100K edition. So this is a modded PS2 that plays all regions, PS1 games.
Yeah, this is cool.
And I was like, dude, to have something like this, dude, is just honorable, man. Wow, really, this is awesome. Man.
I remember in Ohio, you were signing a bunch of these as well.
So if you guys remember years ago, I got the test system PS2, which was our first pickups video, and it really opened me up to a lot of games that I never played before. You know, not having not a region locked system.
Yeah.
And now these things are more widely available, like a system that will play games without having like certain stuff you have to do to get it to work.
Oh, it's such a pain in the butt to play other regions on the PS2.
Yeah,
like I said,
it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. So,
but with these systems, boom, you can just put the game in and play it like everybody wants, and that's a great thing. So, yeah, he's gonna release a couple of them later down the line to sell. But yeah, I'm just happy someone actually did that for me. That's so cool.
That is cool, and congratulations on 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, finally made it. Doing this part time, I got there somehow. So yeah, really awesome. But it's not over yet, bro. I got a couple items for you.
Oh, okay.
This is from Video Games New York Soft.
Oh, dude. Okay, I saw this.
Yeah, Sternwind limited edition for you. So you got your Dreamcast hooked up, right?
I do, actually.
Everybody have your Dreamcast hooked up at all times. But yeah, Sternwind, we talked about it on the channel before. It is a horizontal shooter. Very fun, very well made. I mean, I'm shocked a lot of people don't know about that game yet, but it's definitely one of those games you want to play if you're into shoot 'em ups. And also, you were on your hunt at when we were at the Columbus, Ohio TORG show. He was on the hunt for PSP games, and we found a lot for him, which is great. Yeah. So when you had already left, but I found another game for you, and that is Iron Man.
Thank you so much. I know it's funny because the majority of PSP games I need are fairly common, actually. Yeah. So, and this is one of them. So that's awesome. Yeah. Well, that's another pickups video in the bank.
Yeah, man, it was fun. A lot of stuff. Maybe we'll do another one soon.
I think we will. We will.
Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one.
Yeah. All right. And where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, the Radical one. Definitely checking me out.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.